1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 31. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, The marks left on pavement by spent emergency flares are like injured stick figures. Like spilled wooden matches, like broken swastikas or down footprints. Ballroom dance step diagrams, a collapsed blind person's cave, a pile of pickup sticks, Secret code.
And now we're joined by Pamela Z. Pamela, that was an incredible performance. I take it you're in San Francisco. Is that?
I am. Were it not for the current situation, I would be in Rome. But
Yeah, you were in Italy. That's right. You had to come home from Italy.
yes.
What was that situation? Just to fill everyone in, you won the Rome Prize. You were supposed to spend a year in Rome at the
Correct.
American Academy there. And what happened? Did they just shut it down, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, at first they tried desperately to keep us there, and they were like everything was shutting down in Rome, and they changed all the rules at the academy. Like we were all moved out of our rooms in the communal building into separate apartments, are spread out. They stopped serving us those wonderful meals,
Go
and
home.
we suddenly had to all go out and buy groceries and try to cook our own meals. And then after about a week of that, they said, oops, no, sorry, we're actually closing. And so we were sent packing.
And when was that? What?
I flew on the 21st of March. So
Oh,
I
wow.
think everything like fell apart. Like it all started to disintegrate at the beginning of March. And during March, there was an incredible progression of things that took place, including moving in Rome from one place to another, and then having to, pack up and get ready to return back to this country. So, but yeah, so I think they made the announcement on the 16th of March that we would need to go, and then it took
So
until.
for people who didn't know what you were doing with your hands, and do you want to fill us all in?
Oh, well, I was using these gesture control instruments that I have. This is one of them right here. And they're all sensor-based instruments, so they all have different sensors in them. This one uses ultrasound. The other one that you could see was uses infrared light. And so they can see my gestures. This one can see my gestures because I'm basically focusing the infrared back onto itself. And this one can see my gestures because it's shooting out ultrasound out of both sides. And then when I move my hands, it's sort of like an echolocation type situation. And so then those all turn into numbers that go into Max MSP and become MIDI commands that allow me to either manipulate the processing on my voice, or play sampled sounds, or whatever I want to program them to do. So
There
that's
was
kind of the
one
Reader's
moment,
Digest version.
there was one moment where you did something that I've never seen before, where you took your tuning fork and you put it up against your microphone. And when you did that, I thought it was like crossing the streams or something, that maybe it was going to make the world blow up. But no, it actually sounded really good.
Thank you.
It's
I don't
almost
know. I'll have to ask Jody. That maybe it's not very good for the mic to do that. But
I mean, I don't know if you were these instruments have been developed over a number of years, but whether you ever imagine it's connected to a theremin, or just that's the oldest instrument I can think of where hands are moving in the air and you go like, whoa, how is sound being made? Or if you played a theremin, or that's just a whole different piece?
it's really funny. This little guy, everybody wants this to be a theremin, and people come up after shows and go, "Oh, can I play your theremin?" Or, "Oh, is that a theremin?" People really want it to be a theremin, but it's and I can understand why, because the method of playing it is the same. You play this thing without touching it, and it is aware of it. It and understands the proximity of my hands. It's actually, the sensors that are in this are different than the sensors on a theremin. This is actually looking for mass, and the theremin, I think, is those little antennas also can tell the proximity of people's hands, but it's not through the same kind of a sensor. The other big difference is that a theremin is an actual synthesizer, and it has a tone generator, makes its own sound. And so you don't have to hook it up with MIDI to anything else to get a sound out of it. It's actually making the sound.
Sound.
And it has only one voice, which is really kind of like a musical saw. It's sort of, you know.
We need
Whereas
the theremin.
this is, sending MIDI messages, so it really will make whatever sound I ask it to make,
So you could
change.
ask it to make that sound.
I could ask it to make that sound. And for years, I've been joking about that I need to make a sample bank of theremin sounds, or better yet, musical saw, and then use this to control it. And then it will really be very, theremin-like.
The sounds are beautiful, and the sources, like you said, are coming from all different things you've recorded, and
Yeah, so there's a bank samples in there. I was at one point, I was playing sampled sounds that I had made from found objects. Another point, I was playing processed tuning fork sounds, and another point, I was using the other process, or the other controller, to basically control the levels of 4 different layers of vocal loops that I had made. So
It's also physical. One of the things I always like about it is that, you sort of, when someone's sitting at a laptop making all sorts of incredible sounds, what you see is like little fingers going like this. But for you actually see these incredibly, elegant gestures that change what we are hearing. So
well,
it's
thank
really
you. I
beautiful.
mean, I for me, it's because music is very physical for me. It helps me to to have an instrument that is responding to some kind of physicality, that's bigger than the small gestures needed to stroke a trackpad, or turn a knob. Although I have to say, there are some amazing musicians who all they need to do is that, and I'm
Right.
totally fine with it. But for me, just because of my mode of performance, and because of the way that I create, there's something about the theatricality of it, but also just the visceral, just the feeling of manipulating something by doing something physical is important to me, in performance.